Good morning, guys. There has been good morning. This is Shauna, the tax goddess. Can you tell I am rip-raring, ready to go to talk to you guys about this SBA application? There's a little bit of panic going on because of the SBA application for the PPP, Payroll Protection Program, which is the 7A SBA PPP. Okay, those things are all one thing. Completely separate is the EIDL, the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, two completely separate programs, okay? But a little bit of panic going on this morning with relation to the PPP Fast Track SBA application. So I'm going to show you what people are panicking about here. A couple of things on this application. Now, this just went live, as I understand it, last night at about 10:30 p.m. Arizona. So let's take a look at this application. So you can see this is the Paycheck Protection Program application. It's on the Treasury website. They're calling it the Fast Track Borrower Information. It's actually fairly simple, okay? But simple is deceiving, and that's where I want you guys to be really, really careful here, okay? Do not fill this out quickly, okay? Think before you submit something here. So, of course, you've got your business name, your address, your social security number, EIN for the company, whatever it is, okay? This is where it's tricky. Right here is where it's tricky, okay? The average monthly payroll. If you guys haven't been watching these videos, but you're here, you're watching the videos, of course, you guys know this. Payroll is not just your W-2, okay? It's not just the gross W-2 number. So be really cautious about what you're putting on this form, okay? Per the CARE Act, all right, so this is actually from the actual law, all right, the bill. The CARE Act states, I'm reading this verbatim, okay? The CARE Act states that payroll includes salary, wage, or similar compensation, okay? There's not a lot of clarity around that, so just be cautious, be thinking about that, all right? Salary and wage is pretty clear, that's your W-2. Similar compensation, that could be guaranteed partners for a partner in a partnership. That could be 1099 income, okay? So think about similar compensation, okay? Hopefully we'll have some more guidance as these things progress. As usual, stuff like this is moving by the hour, okay? But similar compensation. Payment, so we're still talking about average monthly payroll. So, sorry, let me go back to reading verbatim, then we'll go back and go through each one. Salary, wage, or similar compensation. Payment of cash tips or equivalent. Payment for vacation, parental, family, medical, or sick leave. Allowance for dismissal or separation. Payment required for the provisions of group health care benefits, including the insurance premiums. Payment of any retirement benefit, okay? Payment of state or local tax assessed on the compensation of the employee, okay? Now this one, plus, this is actually in the word of the law. The sum of payments of any compensation to or income of a sole proprietor or independent contractor that is wage, commission, income, net earnings from self-employment, ding, 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 net earnings from self-employment, or similar compensation, okay? Now, all of these cannot be above $100,000 per person, right? Now, the reason why I'm hitting on that sole proprietor income, okay, I've been getting the question all morning. Shauna, sole proprietor income, I own a Schedule C. I made $200,000 gross income. I had $130,000 worth of net income. Expenses. I have $70,000 worth of net. What do I put down here, right? If it's just you and that's it, you're the only person in the business, $70,000 is your payroll number, okay? So, guys, the payroll covers a lot of things, all right? A ton of things. So before you fill out this form, make sure that you are scouring through your records to see who are you paying what to, okay? So any payroll includes salary, wage, or similar compensation that could also potentially include the 1099s that you're paying your staff, the people that work for you, okay? That is similar compensation to that person. That is self-employment taxation income, okay? That's why I went ding, ding, ding on self-employment. I believe that what they're trying to do here is anything that a person would normally have to pay tax on, that's what they're trying to cover, right? They're trying to get people back to the amount of money that they were making and paying tax on previously, okay? So now let's go to the form because I want to show you what the freak out was this morning, all right? So, originally, the documentation stated that if you used this loan, the PPP loan, for wages, utilities, rents, mortgage interest, right? Anything that these 4 specific categories, okay? As long as you used this money on those categories, this would not be a taxable, or the amount of money that you use for those categories would not be taxable, okay? Now they've changed it, okay? We think they've changed it, and this is what people are kind of freaking out about a little bit here, all right? So let's go through that list. So originally, forgiveness, the amount of the loan that was supposed to be forgiven, okay, was any amount used on wages, rent, utilities, and mortgage, all right? So we've already gone through all the payroll stuff. Payments of interest on the mortgage. I want to be very clear, there are payments of interest on the mortgage, not the principal, and you cannot prepay the mortgage and get it forgiven. This is about the forgiveness side, okay? Rent, including rent under a lease agreement. So if you are renting your own building from yourself, that would be forgiven, okay? Utilities, and interest on any other debt obligations that were incurred before the covered period. There's some specialties there. We're not going into it on this call. If you're not registered for our April 2nd webinar, get on it. We're going to be covering all of this stuff in super detail. We'll put the link to the webinar registration down below. So we've got a maximum capacity of 5,000 people. So it's going to be a big group, guys. This is a huge portion of the law right now. So again, let's talk about the freak out here, okay? Originally when this was written, none of it is, if you use the money for these purposes, any amount that is forgiven or that amount should be forgiven, okay? Let me say it again, I'm talking too fast. If you got the loan and you used it for these purposes, that amount originally was supposed to be forgiven, okay? Not taxable, the forgiveness is not taxable, 100% forgiven, okay? Now, this is where people are freaking out. Let's go to the application. So, of course, you have to finish the application, fill in all the information. This is where people are freaking out. Right here, loan forgiveness will be provided for the sum of the documented payroll costs, the mortgage interest payments, right, the covered rent payments, covered utilities. But you see this phrase right here? Due to high subscription, it is anticipated. Who knows? That is a very, very vague one. Don't freak out. It's a vague statement. Okay. But if you want to be uber conservative, all right, then people are freaking out about this. It is anticipated that not more than 25% of the forgiven amount may be for non-payroll costs. Okay. So that would be the mortgage interest, the rent payments, the utilities. Okay. Non-payroll costs. Now, if you think about the verbiage and the purpose of this bill, the purpose of the payroll protection program is to get people back to work, to get people to have money again, effectively to try to stimulate the economy, right? If people have money in their hands, they will buy things, they will continue to be consumers, they will do all these things, okay? Now, I know as a business owner, that sounds terrifying, right? Well, what if my calculations are off? So does this mean I'm going to have to pay back the loan? It's not going to be forgiven? It is a loan. Guys, right? I mean, there's no qualms about this. This is a loan. So any money that you do not use, apparently, according to their prescribed percentages and in their categories, will be a loan, and you will have to repay it. But guys, this is 4%, maximum rate, 4% on a 10-year term. I can almost promise you that you're not going to get cheaper funding than that. So now is the time, okay, if you've decided, let me give you a perfect example. I've actually heard this case already, okay? Had a client, they were close to retirement. They only had maybe another 2 or 3 years in them. COVID happened, okay? They intend to keep some of their people, but they were already planning on drastically reducing their employee size, their company size, because they wanted to do something totally different, okay? Now, you have to be really cautious here. Again, let's go back to this application. The purpose of the loan, you're actually telling them what is the purpose of this loan. So if you check other here, you may or may not actually get the loan. right? If you say, well, I'm shutting down this business, I'm going to open another one, that's not the purpose of this loan, okay? But if you are forced to pay, if you're forced to pay back a portion of the loan, this is still cheap money over a 10-year term. Work on other things within your business, right? Hire back your people, build a new arm of your business, build a new division, come up with some new product that you can sell, some new service that you can sell. There are lots of ways to ensure that your payroll meets these definitions, okay? Especially because payroll includes effectively your 1099s, okay? That means anyone that is a 1099 can work for this, all right? So I wouldn't panic too much, okay, guys? Again, every single hour, we're seeing new documentation, new regulations, new, outlines and details. And I mean, I don't think any of this is going to be settled until 3, 4, or 5 years from now, okay? When people are starting to repay these loans and they're arguing about, well, this is payroll, this is not payroll. Here come the lawsuits, right? This law is moving too fast for the details to be done well and to be completely thought out through every single categorization here. So one of the most important things you can do, okay, have good financial records, okay? If your books are not up to date, it's time to get them up to date. If you don't have a cash flow model, it's time to get a cash flow model, okay? Check out the 13-week cash flow e-course. We'll put that link down below, okay? Super simple. It will get you details on this type of stuff. But if your books are not up to date, you're not even going to be able to fill out this application properly, right? Because remember guys, you want that payroll number to be as high as possible. And it needs to meet all of those specific items, right? What is included in payroll? Let's run through that one more time. Verbatim. Salary, wage, or similar compensation. Payment of cash tips or equivalent. Payment for vacation, parental, family, medical, or sick leave. Allowance for dismissal or separation. Payment required for the provisions of group health care, benefits, including the insurance premiums. Payment of any retirement benefit. Payment of state or local tax assessed on the compensation of the employee, plus. It actually says the word plus. We're going to copy and paste this underneath this video for you guys, okay? Plus. The sum of payments of any compensation to or income of a sole proprietor or independent contractor that is wage, commission, income, net earnings from self-employment, or similar compensation, all of those things per person not over $100,000, okay? So don't panic. You've got a tax goddess on your side, guys, right? Don't panic. You've got a tax goddess. All right. So if you guys have questions, I'll also put our 15-minute call scheduling link down below. Feel free to reach out to us, book an appointment. We are trying to answer questions as fast as we can. But listen, guys, get on the webinar on 4/2. Make sure that you are in our Facebook group, okay? Probably one of the most important spaces for this type of information. Tax strategies that save entrepreneurs thousands, okay? That is the Facebook group. Join, follow, whatever in Facebook, right? Get into the group, okay? You can also find this information on our website, taxgoddess.com. Right across the top of the website, there's a COVID-19 banner. We are posting as much information as fast as we have it to that website. All right, thanks so much, guys, and have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you guys later. And remember, don't panic, prepare. I'll see you guys on the webinar. All right, thanks. Bye.